What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Pearl Daily here on the Audacity Network. Today I'm not going to do the panel show, mostly because I didn't prepare adequately. I should have went out of my way to find more guests. I just didn't have the time this week. It was a busy week. I'm working on a lot of stuff for you, so I do apologize, but I was kind of spitballing today and monologuing and just thinking through a lot of thoughts. And I thought I would, share some of the thoughts I was having. But before I start, make sure you like the video, subscribe. I'm thinking, oh my gosh. Oh, okay. That was my dog. I should have called you truth only back. I got more black fatigue today. I did. This black fatigue isn't going away. Black people, respectfully, I want you guys to prove me wrong. I would love it if you guys just went out of your way and just, it was just my racism, no patterns, and I was proven wrong. But today I passed by like 3 black crackheads walking in the city. I was getting more fatigued. I'm like, here we go. Another day, another dollar. I'm not saying it's all, but it's enough. We are early. I'm thinking I can start the show with a song. Give me a word in the chat and I will respond to it. I will write you a song. Hello from Florida. Let's talk about updates. I am going to be calling people tomorrow. So if you've signed up to the Audacity Network, and you emailed me that you signed up, tomorrow I'm starting my calls. A lot of people have given me times they wish me to call. I can't keep track of all that. All I can say is I'll be calling tomorrow. If this takes too long, Doug MPA will help me. But as of now, there's also a new, what do you call it? There was a new donation that I really want to thank. Let me pull it up. $500 donation, which is crazy. So I really appreciate it. William K. I'll say William K. If you send me your phone number, I will call you tomorrow. Thank you, Magnus, also $5 donation. Appreciate you guys. We are trying to get to 100K so I can do the down payment on this documentary. You want me to do a song about Israel? You guys aren't tricking me into that twice. Can you guys hear the piano? Can you hear it? Okay, you want me to do the Black Fatigue song? I can do the Black Fatigue song. I mean, I don't want to. No. Stop it. I can't do that. I can't. I mean, that would just be out of pocket. Oh no, that would just be inappropriate. Can I move this here? I want this to be more. We need to work on this wiring. I can't do that. No, that would be so well, okay. Black fatigue. The piano level's low. Let me turn it higher. Okay. Oh no, I did the wrong one. Black fatigue. What the hell? Black fatigue. Shaniqua, please take out the weave. Black fatigue. I need y'all to stop nagging me. Oh no, they're giving me energy. That's called being rude. Why don't you look it up? We really don't need all this energy. That's called being a bitch. and it sucks. Black fatigue. No, stop. I can't. Oh, I can't. I mean, that's so inappropriate. That's so inappropriate. Ah. No, I mean, encore. Stop it, guys. I can't do it again. I need a job. I could do a song about that. Pearl, stop being such a slob. We all know that you need a job. Pearl, stop doing this show. We know you gotta lay low. Pearl, get a job. Get a job. We really need you to get a job. I should get a burqa. You're saying I got to find a guy who owns a truck. What the? Why don't I get a burqa? I don't think I would do well in a burqa. I know. Why don't I have a record deal? It's so crazy. It's like, I mean, they were begging me. They're like, Pearl. It's like I just had a lot of record deals offered all the time. And I turned them down. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, I can't. I'm super busy. That's why I don't have one. You know what I mean? It's like, my weekend's been good. Thanks for asking. I will get into the topic tonight, but I just kind of wanted to hang out, chill out with you guys. I'm currently on a diet, sort of. And I've given up processed sugar, and I've been succumbed to fruit. And it is not the same. I really miss candy. I'm not skinny. I'm skinny for black guys. Yeah, of course. He's a black guy. Of course. It's not shocking. It's not shocking that you said I'm skinny. I'm not skinny for white guys. In the white community, I'm normal. Like, yeah. I'm like 22% body fat. I'm trying to get to 17, 18 to 19% body fat. That's when I'd be skinny. In 15 pounds, I think I might hit skinny territory. Now, people always come back to me and they'll always like, Pearl, you don't need to lose weight. And that's usually fat people. It's usually chubby people that say that. Playing music and going to the gym. That's really all I do every day. I go to the gym, hang out with my guy. Okay, have I been to Lollapalooza? I'll tell you a story about this. And I come here to you guys. What more does a bitch need? What more does a bitch need? You're saying I'm amazing. I'm not that great. And we'll get into that today. There's a lot of ways I'm just not the best. I could be better. Like, apparently I rage quit the other day. You know, that's just very, you know, I just, the worst. Where'd you ask? Okay, Lollapalooza. I've never been to Lollapalooza. I've never been. And it's not necessarily that I'm above it. I don't think I'm above. I've been very close. No, my camera's about to crash out. No. We'll see how long this lasts. Oh my God. This is an A1 crash out. Production, you guys got to figure out how to fix this. Oh my God. What do I do now? This is bad. Hold on. Let me turn it off and on again. Doug MPA, can you get in the Signal chat and see if they can? This is bad. This is very out of the blue. They got to give me options here. How to fix this. Oh, maybe that worked. We'll see. So Lollapalooza. I actually, when I was 17, because I graduated high school a year early. So when I was 17, I did want to go to Country Thunder and Lollapalooza. Now, I was pretty innocent in high school. I'm a degenerate now. You already know I'm very degenerate. But back then, super, super cute, And I was like, tee-hee, I want to go, And so my parents, I was really into like volleyball when I was a kid. Obsessed. I was obsessed with volleyball. All I wanted to do was do volleyball. It was kind of how I bonded with my father growing up. He coached me in basketball. They would come to my games, and that was just like how we bonded. And so sports was really important to me. I probably should have let it go a little sooner. I kind of wish I quit after college. I don't know, because I did enjoy playing in England for a few years, but it is it's kind of a useless skill, but whatever. So every year my parents would leave me home for like a month because they would go on vacation when I got into high school. And I would want to stay home because I didn't want to take a month off of volleyball. So my parents did this for 3 years. And I'd like to say 2 years in a row, I did no parties, no drinking, no nothing. Because I was pretty innocent. Like I just wasn't my parents were kind of free reign parents with me and my older brother because we just didn't really get into trouble. Do you know what I mean? Like we just weren't those kind of kids. But I was about to leave for college. It was the summer before. And I said, I'm signing up for trouble this year. So anyways, I threw a party. Now, the way my parents tell this story, they weren't there, so they made it seem like it was like Project X. In all actuality, it was like 20 people. Now, it was wrong. I was wrong, but like, do you know what I mean? It was like a small thing. I would weigh, anyone that knows me personally knows I'm not a super high risk person in that way. Like, I'm not trying to get arrested for anything. Anyways, so whatever. I got caught pretty immediately. And the way I got caught was really stupid, actually. It was not me. So what happened was this was like a few days before I was going to go meet my parents on vacation. So I threw this little shindig. I'm like, I'm getting away with this. I was a brat. That was a bratty thing to do. This was wrong, right? But I thought I got away with it. And to be fair, I just want to, for shits and giggles, my parents left me alone for 3 months total over 3 years as a high schooler. That's a lot of freedom to give a kid. I think one party isn't so bad. I don't think that's that bad. I really don't think I think overall I was a pretty good kid. I was into competitive volleyball. I mean, maybe I was the devil. I don't know. But anyways, no, I did not get pregnant. No. So anyways, I leave the party and we clean up. I think I'm good. And I join my parents on vacation. Then some of them go back. And my dad goes back and he finds a bag full of beer cans in the garage. And I'm thinking, no one drank beer at the party I threw. Against better judgment, we probably should have, but it was liquor. And so I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. This beer was not at my party. And so I'm like, are they lying to me? Are they like trying to entrap me here? And so I'm like, a thing of beer? Do you know, I knew I took the trash out too. So I'm like, what? Like, I knew that I took the trash and I'm like, there was no trash here. I know they said entrapment, whatever. Now, the real story was I texted, this is in the early days of iMessage. I texted my sister's like iCloud. So my parents had an idea that something was going on because of some texts that were sent to the iCloud or something. So that was kind of an L, right? So they're already suspicious. They go through the trash, obviously, because they got to look for evidence. And what actually happened was my asshole friends at the time came back to my parents' house through another party without me. One wasn't enough. One was not enough. They came back through another party without me and left the beer and didn't clean it up. That's how I got caught. These assholes came back. They came back. Yeah. I know. And they gaslit me forever about it. I remember like one of them looking him in the eye and being like, "Did you do it?" And they're like, "No." What an asshole. Do you know what I mean? I was like, what an asshole. Yeah, obviously not the best of friends. No fatigue for them. Oh, guess what color he was? This was the one black guy. Sorry, I'm like, sorry, that wasn't even a story about fatigue. But since you said that, I was like, do you know what? No, it was 3 guys. It wasn't just the black guy, but one of them was black. I'm just saying. No, I'm not still friends with them. I left for school and never talked to them again. I was pissed because you know what happened? My parents, they sent me to Wisconsin. I had to sell my Country Thunder tickets. I had to sell all my tickets. Lollapalooza. And then I never ended up going. I never ended up attending a festival because after that, every summer I always wanted to take volleyball seriously. I always struggled with my weight, so I didn't like going to those kind of festivals. But yeah. They sent me to Wisconsin to live with my grandma in the middle of nowhere. And I was very bored. So no, I've never been to Lollapalooza. I almost went this past year actually because my brother was going. But do you know what it was? I have my goals that I just want to get through. And I really wanted to get through my guitar lessons. This is going to sound so stupid. I do lessons almost every day in guitar and piano. You wouldn't think. You think I'd be better, right? But because of a black guy, I moved. No, well, it was 3 guys. 2 were white, 1 was black. 1 was an actor though, and I had never his lying skills were the best. They all gaslit me though. That was crazy. That was crazy. I was banished to Wisconsin. You exhibit what I hope my oldest daughter grows into. No, I got a lot of flaws. I would find somebody better. I would find somebody better than me. Pretty, less chopped, more feminine, more better, you know. Yeah, I wouldn't pick me. Please don't make me hurt. Please don't have her. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And then I went to Milwaukee. No, Milwaukee was post school. How do you know I lived in Milwaukee? How do you, okay, you know, that was a little like, and we didn't meet there, number one. You know, Pearl, get glam makeup done and do a photo shoot, and you'll see your bones are fine. Your eye color is good. Do your hair. Watch. Look, I think women that look nicer all the time are fat women. Because I don't know how you're going to have time to do all the workouts I do. Maybe if I ate healthier, I wouldn't have to do them. I'm kind of working towards that. But I'm like, you know what? I think women that look nice all the time are generally not as athletic. They're generally not that athletic. Yes, I'm eating strawberries. I'm ghetto now. I'm ghetto. Okay, I will do this after I hit my goal weight. I have 10 to 15 more pounds I want off. And people act like that's nothing. That's 35,000 calories of a deficit. No, I just got strawberry on my sweatshirt. No! No! You've become very skinny. No thickness at all. He's black. Of course he says that. Can you shed some light on why the majority of women use bird hands when they speak? I can tell you because I think I do it. Yeah, you know that. The reason we do it is because we're more anxious and socially awkward than you guys. So you guys can just talk and get to the point. You guys think before you talk. We just talk. And so that makes us anxious. So we got to be like, you know. Stay away from the heavy makeup. You don't need it. I'm too lazy for it. I mean, last year I really put some time and effort into like doing my makeup and my hair. And I'm just not that comfortable in nice clothes. I mean, I'll maybe do it for like a date, but I just, if the WNBA had a stylist and a makeup department, they could sell more tickets. Look, you really just have to accept my flaws. Strawberries, there's lots of sugar in strawberry. Well, I'm doing sugar free, but I'm letting myself eat fruit. So diet will make you lose weight. I know, but I don't eat clean enough. I still have to work out. That's simping. That's it. You got it. That's the simpiest. I'm going to ban you. Do that again. I'm banning you. I'm banning you from the chat. Okay. All right. Should I get into the topic now? I should probably get to the point. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, you said that. If you want to, incentivize me to stream more, I will tell you, super chats help because I always have to think, do I want to record reactions or do I want to live stream? And the more I get super chats, then the more I live stream. Did I get my doom and gloom from CGA? I kind of got it from my boyfriend, but he's very realistic. And so any ounce of hope I had, like I remember this one day, he was kind of telling me that everything's going to get like worse in a way. And then I was like, no, it won't. And then he was like, trends don't change overnight. And so if it's trending this way, it's going to keep going. Like things don't just magically change. And I'm like, aw. Because he really knows the material. Yeah, he knows the material better than me. Should I get to the topic? I'm going to get to the point. Okay. So today we're talking about submission. Traditional wives are only submissive when they feel like it. So what had me, I guess, thinking about this topic was an article I saw by Maddie Pruitt. Now, if you didn't know, Maddie Pruitt is a girl who definitely sold purity to her husband. My God, she sold purity so hard. And she's kind of like a Christian influencer type. Okay. Let's see. Let me go. This gal. Oh, no. don't know what this ad is. This girl. Now I guess maybe I'll show you the context. Maddie Pruitt and Peter Webb. Any Bachelor fans? I hope this doesn't get copyrighted. So she goes on this dating show, right? And it's like where, one girl dates, like one guy dates like 20 women at a time. And there's like fantasy suites the last week. So it's like 4 women left and there's no cameras and they basically go bang most of the time. And she finds out she's, I guess, claiming to be a virgin, even though she's like in her mid-20s, went to a big school, yada, yada. And she's claiming virginity, right? And she finds out that Peter slept with someone else. And by the way, I'm just going to show you how attractive the women were on this season. Like, you're telling me he has to turn down this girl? She just had like a kid, but are you guys saying no to this? I don't know if this is big enough, but like, do you see what I mean? It's like, yeah, he's going to bang her. Peter Weber finalists. He's gonna go in. Like, these are the 4 remaining ladies. Yeah. These are like the 4 women he got to choose to have sex with. So obviously, oh my God, where'd the picture go? Whatever. But yeah, obviously Kelsey, Madison, Hannah, etc. So obviously he did that. And now on paper, this looks, she kind of got like a lead arc. Let me show you.
I'm trying so hard to like put myself.
So again, she found out he slept with someone.
In your shoes. I just don't like, I don't know how to like let go of like the things that I need in a relationship. Like, I don't want to feel like a bad person for like the standards that I have. I know, but like I'm so proud of who I am and like the choices that I've made and like the standards that I have. And it's been so freaking hard in this because like I've had to look past a lot of things. Like, no, I'm not okay with the guy that to be kissing other women. Like, but I've.
So again, she's like playing victim as she signed up for the show where this happens every year. Like, you're sharing a dude the last
fought
week.
And I've gotten here and I've gotten to this place and it's like I've sacrificed a lot and I've compromised a lot and I've really pushed myself in a lot of ways that I wouldn't normally for anybody else.
Way too dramatic.
But you're worth it. And I'm fighting and I'm
okay, whatever. She cries. She says, I'm a virgin. Now, again, there's men dumb enough to believe that she's a virgin and has done nothing. Like, a girl that looks like this. And by the way, she had like TikToks of her saying she used to date NBA players. Like, you're like, come on. Or athletes. And these are always what the guys look like that fall for this. So this is her husband now. Now I'm going to read this article. I guess I actually should also put the definition of submissive, just, so ready to conform to the authority or the will of others, meek, obedient, passive. So obey, basically. All right. Bachelor alum Maddie Pruitt says being a submissive wife is her favorite thing. The Bachelor runner-up Maddie Pruitt found a husband and is happy to let him take the lead. On her Stay True podcast, Pruitt, the runner-up on season 24, shared her thoughts while speaking to her husband, Grant Trout, and guest Bryce Crawford, who recently became engaged to Maddie Dodd. Pruitt said it was a challenge at first to be a submissive wife, but she's really come around to the idea. Now it's my favorite thing. I love talking about submission. Oh my God. She says, I love talking about, not doing it, talking about it. And I'm gonna land this plane. I'm gonna tell you what the issue is here. Pruitt, who competed for the heart of airline pilot Peter Weber, The Bachelor in 2020, has spoken about the concept of being submissive in her marriage before. As a wife, I'm called to submit. I'm called to respect. I'm called to honor. She said during an episode of her podcast, I'm called to love. I'm called to be committed, to keep our marriage bed pure, and to make him, other than God, my greatest priority. Pruitt married Trout in 2022 after a 3-month engagement. So this is when you can tell someone's blue-pilled, when they're willing to like just take the leap and they don't require the woman to work for their commitment at all. Here, random woman who was on TV. Here is your ring. They welcomed their daughter in January of this year. The world thought we were crazy. Maybe we were a little bit. We were just excited to get married for the because he wanted that punani. For soon-to-be wed couples, Pruitt advised, fight to unite and not to be right. That was one of the hardest things for me when we got married. She continued, I just want to be right all the time, and it was my way or the highway. I learned a lot through prayer and humbling myself before God. And he was like, actually, you get a lot of junk that you need to sort through. It was very sanctifying. Now, what's wrong with this? Pearl, you're just a hater. Pearl, why must you find a problem with everything? I don't know. I think, again, there's something wrong with me. There's something not great about me. Hold on, where is this? But, I grew up in the era of the Facebook mom. I'm a young millennial woman. Oh man, wrong one. I'm a young millennial woman. Meaning, when I was in 8th grade, I got my first Facebook. That was when I got social media. I remember it was in 8th grade and it was very devastating because I didn't know I wasn't invited to things before then. I know, a young Pearl. I thought I was always included, and it turned out I was not always included. But I had no idea, so it never bothered me before. But I remember this so clearly. Finding out my friends all hung out without me, I was like, I'm devastated. I was pretty sad. Pretty sad. But remember, in the era of Facebook community, I really got to see how women use their families to build their brand and for clout. In fact, I'm not going to go too into it, but I'll say I was a part of that train. And what I found was the women that said they were the most submissive and tried to market to the world that they were the most traditional were actually the biggest bitches and nothing. And if you pay attention, if you pay close enough attention, you'll understand the psychology of why. This woman got a whole article dedicated to talking about how awesome she was being a submissive wife. What was the point of that article? I am awesome. That's a degree of narcissism. And you got to pay attention. Women that use their family to build their brand and for their marketing have a higher degree of narcissism because they're saying, screw your privacy, build my brand. And when I listened to this, something in my soul, like in my deep of soul, just, it makes me think that they're kind of full of shit. Now you might say, but Pearl, why do you have to be such a downer? Why do you have to be so negative? Well, I started thinking about submission. And I started thinking in my soul, like, what is submission? And I thought about the dynamic with a boss, right? So if your boss tells you something, you say yes. You got to do it. You have to do it anyway. And I thought about this to see if a woman's submissive. It's not when men tell them to do something that they want to do anyways. So I'll give you an example for me. And I'm not the best example. I'd like to say there's better examples, way better than me. So I'm not. My boyfriend, he tells me, if he says to me, he says, I don't know, go clean the floors or go do X, Y, and Z. And it's not something I really mind doing. I don't think that means anything. Like I was talking to my friend today and he's like, and I said, I don't think I've met a submissive woman ever. I don't think I've met one. I don't think I have met one woman that I think is submissive. Actually, no, I have met one from my hometown. Shout out. I'm not going to say her name, but you're the only one I know. It's not cooking, actually. It's really not cleaning. It's how does she react when she's told no? And there's a caveat. It has to be something that she really wants to do. That she, or when you really feel like your boyfriend's wrong, or you really feel like your husband is wrong. That's true submission. It's, and this is, and I don't think I know one married woman that doesn't struggle with this. I don't know one. I think this is a skill that takes years to develop. Years. This is not something that you learn to do overnight, because there's things that you have to learn. Like, I always want to give my opinion. Obviously, I do this job. Part of it's actually not giving your opinion. Do you give your boss every opinion? No. And I was thinking about, there's little social skills. How can I help? And so to me, the thought, I'm like, you've been married for like 5 minutes and you're a submissive wife already. And I thought about this submissive wife that I know. And when I talked to her about it, when they talk about submission, I think they have too positive of a view on it. That's my caveat. That's why I think they're full of shit. Because, submission isn't really a good, like, it's not a fun thing. The way I look at submission, the way I look at it, it's kind of like doing a cut. Like right now, I'm eating my stupid fruit. I want gummy bears. That's what I want, but I mean stupid fruit. And I know I'm going to be a baddie. In a year and a half, I'm going to be so bad. You guys won't even know what to do with me. I'm going to be a hottie. But it's going to take, but if you asked me, imagine you said, Pearl, how's cutting? And I said, oh, it's amazing. I'm already a nutritionist. They'd be like, oh, you really like cutting? You like being in a 500 calorie deficit every day? And I would say, yeah, I love it. It's amazing. But the person's being more honest when me coming on here, I keep seeing these Nick clips go viral and I really relate to them. That's why they're so funny, of him talking about how much he hates dieting. He's being honest. And the trainers that say, oh, it's not that bad. You're like, fuck you, I know. Use the shortcut, Pearl, Ozempic. Do you know what? I wish I did 5 years ago, because it's been so much work, but I'm too close. I'm too close to the end. I won't do it. And in the long term, I feel better. I have more energy. I'm happier. And I really think that's the same thing as being submissive. A woman without a man, we just become dumb, fat whores that are broke. That's kind of what happens. But, that process, kind of like eating junk food, when you binge and you just I used to love, oh my God, I used to love just eating a giant, I would order Domino's and I'd get a thin crust pizza and I would just eat the whole thing. It would be, oh, I want it so bad. I want it so bad. And it would be amazing. But then after, you feel kind of guilty and you look at your life and you're like, this isn't going well. And that's kind of like women without a boyfriend or a husband. Because, you know, you look back and you're like, damn, I'm a fat, ugly whore now. I'm a fat, you know, and that's kind of the way, like, for me to believe a woman, I have to see a few things. Like this woman I grew up with, there was a lot of things her husband just would not let her do that she very obviously wanted to do. This woman was kind of a free spirit. It's so funny. If you spoke to her, she would be like the most unlikely of submissive women. She was amazing. She was so cool. She could make everything from scratch. She was how do you say? Like, but she was really loud. She was really out there. Like you would not think. But I remember the other moms in the neighborhood would think she was like crazy because like I can't remember what the rules were, but they would have rules that like on the outside seemed stupid. Like the boys, you know, she had boys. They couldn't come over past a certain time. Or I can't remember exactly what it was. But the way she spoke about submission was just more real to me. It just made more sense. Like she would say, "Oh, it's so hard some like oh my God, I wish I could do her accent. It was so funny." But she would be like, "Oh, it's so hard someday, but you know, I made a promise to God, so I got it." You know what I mean? So, and what I realized is a lot of women, we have a tendency because we always think we're better than we are. We think we're submissive, but it's only when we feel like it. And I had a friend that I called recently. And I was like, have you ever met a submissive woman? And then he was like, no, like the girl I'm dating, she's so easygoing. And I'm like, he's like, she doesn't like to go out. She doesn't like doing all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, but what if you told her we're going out when she does, like, cause I'm like, she's basically lowered her price to be free or like for you, right? You got a low price. She likes you. But I'm like, what if she really didn't want to go out and you said we're going out? Is she going? He's like, I take it back. I haven't met a submissive woman ever either. Will Pearly be submitted at marriage? Now, look, this is what I don't like. There's a lot of women that say, oh, I will be. I'm not going to have that big of an ego. I'll do my best. But I am sure it's, you know, I can't imagine it's going to be easy. Like for life, that's a long time. That's a long time of shutting up. I have a hard time shutting up. And so any woman that pretends she doesn't struggle with it, I just don't believe her. Especially when I know women that have been working at it for years and have not achieved full submission. Paul says to submit to one another. Dear God, you're one of those. I can't help you. Okay. And I want to kind of go through because this girl kind of has a performative. I don't hate her stuff, but it's very performative. And I want you to be able to like not waste your time with like women like that. Nothing against her, but all right, hold on. This is
and her husband. Okay. She said, being a submissive wife, it was a challenge for me at first, but now it's my favorite thing. I love talking about submission. Very base take. Okay. Let's take a look at the comments, shall we? May this life never find me.
Now, again, when we look at it, oh no, I didn't share my screen. Okay. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay. Let me go back.
This is Maddie Pruitt and her husband. Okay. She said, being a submissive wife, it was a challenge for me at first, but now it's my favorite thing. I love talking about submission. Very base take. Okay. Let's take a look at the comments, shall we? May this life never find me.
And a lot of times, like, she's going to virtue signal and say, I am submissive. Look at me. I am submissive, which makes me think you're less submissive. I'm going to be honest. And it's going to be shaming the women that say, may this life never find me. But when you think about it from women's point of view, It's perfectly reasonable. You got to make it equivalent to like, I want to eat junk food 24/7. It makes perfect sense why you'd want to do that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I want to stuff my face with food. And then I think, like, when I hear this girl talk, does it give me the energy of a woman that hears no and receives it? I got to be honest. It's just, I've seen this girl. I like her bread recipes, but I just don't get that energy. I don't get it really. I don't even get it from the virgin women I've met. Yeah, hold on.
Okay, just be a controlling, nagging wife with a husband that hates you, I guess. I feel bad for that little girl. She's an adult. What in the Handmaid's Tale? This is just a biblical marriage. Can we please stop glamorizing this? No, it's literally.
And then what they'll do is, look, you cannot have a biblical marriage and be on the internet. Now, I know you're going to say, Pearl, you're a hypocrite. I know I am a hypocrite. I am. But I'm still going to talk about this stuff. The reason being is having social media is leverage to women. It's leverage because now you make money, and it's also leverage because now you can weaponize your social media following against your husband if you so choose. Now, I'm not saying you'll do it, right? But it is a choice, meaning it can't be
Literally the best way to live. Just awful comments, honestly. What do we expect? Let me just break this down for you real quick, okay? Sub means under, mission. We know what a mission is. When you're in a marriage, because God created marriage, you are under the mission of God. Our God is a God of order. Look at this beautiful.
And it's just interesting because, like, when I see this, like, I just never see the women like giving up things they want. Like, they don't, like, how do I put it? I've never seen a woman give up social media for marriage. I'll believe the submissive wife when you delete your account. And it's okay. I'm not saying they should, right? But it's just, it just screams kind of like BS to me. I was married 22 years to a widower now. It doesn't have to be 100% submission, but someone has to lead. Well, it's usually the women. It's usually the women that are leading.
Thing he did with marriage, okay? There's no other relationship like it. It is the only relationship in the world that exemplifies Christ. The husband represents Christ by being willing to lay down his life for the wife. The wife represents the body of Christ, the church, by respecting and submitting to her husband. Isn't that incredible? Now, what happens is obviously the word of God gets twisted, and all these feminists say, well, submission is slavery and you're under the control of a man and
you are under the control of a man. I mean, ideally, right? You're obedient to what he wants. And what they do is the conservative women, God, my camera's going again. They'll gaslight you and say, no, that's not what that means. And it's because they don't want it to mean that, obviously. But it's actually exactly what it means. And it does suck in a lot of ways. Like submission, it does suck because you can't do whatever you want. Like there's a reason women love being whores. Like it's fun to just, you can fly wherever you want, go wherever you want. You don't have to answer to anybody. I could go anywhere at any time. Like that's amazing. That's amazing. So it makes sense why it's difficult. However, that turns us into big fat whores. Right?
Have no willpower and you've lost your identity and you're dumb for submitting to a man. Meanwhile, they struggle in every single area of their life.
Pearl, can we ask questions with the super chat and the phone lines? I might open it later. We'll see. I'm going to see how long I monologue. If you guys keep it quick, we can do phone lines. Yes, you can answer. I answer questions with super chats. Yeah, I know. The way the chick speaks, not submission vibes, more like insistent, assertive, kind of opposite. Yeah, it's kind of funny when you hear women speaking really assertively and then saying they're submissive. I'm like, pick one, bitches,
Because they're unwilling to let go of control and surrender to God, and they definitely don't want to submit to a man. Truthfully, these women just think they're better than her or at a higher IQ level because they LARP as girl bosses online when really they just spend their time being bitter towards young, married, happy women. This is Maddie Pruitt and her husband.
Okay, where's the other ones? Let's see.
People say that the initiation
One was diabolical.
of the feminist movement was quite positive, and I've heard you say that you don't agree with that.
Well, boobs out with a Jesus necklace. Diabolical. Pick one. Diabolical. Diabolical. So then here's another one. Slightly unhinged rules in my marriage. So again, this is it's not my marriage, not our marriage. Like a lot of women, they subtly kind of reveal themselves. Who do you think's making these rules? No TV in the bedroom? Weekly 2-hour meetings to discuss finances or marriage and individual lives. Like, is that something that men want? Like a 2-hour meeting to check in with his wife? Work out every day, no matter how busy we are. Noah trusts my intuition with people because of my female spidey senses. Fresh bread. Yeah. And nothing against her, but I don't really believe it. And I think that's kind of what I'm getting at. I hear this and it doesn't like, none of them, even me, scream obedient. It just, oh God. I mean, where does your eyes go on this picture, fellas? You know what I mean? Like, oh my God. She's interviewing this guy with like the shortest skirt. Oh my God, bruh. Yeah. I do like her bread recipe.
Welcome back to my series where I'm teaching you how to make your husband fat so he can't.
Yeah, but this is kind of like corn if we're just going to be honest. Yeah, so I just don't believe any of them. And I know real traditional women, so I just don't really appreciate the LARP. I would do her, I know. Okay, yeah, we can do a call in. I think because I think that's really everything I gotta say. I'll put it in the chat. I don't even really have a question. I just saw this thing and I wanted to monologue. Doug MPA can get up here. And so really, I mean, my point is I wouldn't expect anything in I wouldn't really expect anything different with these women. Because they're still only submissive when they feel like it. Because anybody that's been submissive or attempted to do it knows it's not really fun. It kind of sucks in a lot of ways, but it's good for you. The same way eating a salad is. I want candy so bad. She's a low 6 in LA and done. Why get cuffed? Yeah, they only feel like it when it benefits them. And a lot of these women will get divorced anyway. And most people will be single parents, so they're not special, right? What up, Doug MPA?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
What are your thoughts on this topic? I wish I had a better question, but I really just feel like I'm right. So I got no
Well,
question.
a lot of times on these subjects, you are right. That's one of the reasons why I've been a supporter for so long. Remember, because most of your live streams and stuff come from conversations that we talk about. Remember what we were talking about earlier with submission? And like, we were talking about how there's certain things where the benefits of it are better than actually doing it. So like college, guys, who likes going to school? In fact, if you love school, stay away from me. But you can enjoy the benefits that going to school does for you, or even the gym. Everyone hates leg day, but you know that in the long run, doing leg day is going to benefit you. That's how women should see a submission. In the short term, you may not like it, but in the long term, being submissive to a good man, you're going to benefit. Men put in the hard work to benefit others. It's how society got here. So women need to learn how to shut their mouths in the short term to benefit long term.
Yeah, I agree. But when I hear women making it sound like sunshine and rainbows. I'm like, I don't think you're actually doing it.
I
I just don't like. I just don't like. I just don't. You know what I mean? Because that's like you know when you see a guy that's really jacked and you're like, oh, how did you do that? And they're like, hard work. I want that same energy from the women. Like I want, because it's very difficult, especially as a woman, when you really feel like you're right to say nothing.
Yeah.
To say nothing and just agree.
Yep,
It's
especially
not,
in 2025.
Yeah, and it's like it doesn't really mean anything if he does something you want to do anyway. Yeah. So they're always in phases. Yeah, of course. I don't know what's up with my camera. They gotta I think they're gonna be back tomorrow, so I'll tell them to look at this.
It's going in and out because now it stopped.
God only knows. Okay, I'll bring up EP. I don't necessarily have a question, EP, but if you have any thoughts on the topic or personal experience, feel free. Welcome to the show. I may be adjusting my camera as you talk, so bear with me.
No worries, bro. I've followed your channel for a really long time. It's the first time I'm actually able to be live, so appreciate being on here. I think I agree with you, but I mean, I would say the focal topic is usually Western women, but I mean, I have a Asian background, first generation in the United States. I'll tell you right now, it's the same anywhere. It's not a uniquely Western thing. If you were to marry somebody and you try to go, if you try to marry somebody, and even in the Middle East, for example, they will tell you, yes, in public they will be obedient. In private they will not, and so like you'll still have challenges within the household. You'll be challenged with your leadership if you're not leading correctly and stuff like that. I mean, that's always going to be the case.
Yeah. Is that something you experienced first? I don't know how old you are, but was it something that you experienced like in your marriage, or was it something you saw with your parents or something?
I've never been married. I am 33 years old, never been married. I would say in my household, absolutely. I'm Southeast Asian myself, and people love to say, "Oh, Southeast Asian, all obedient women." I say bullshit. Excuse my French.
Okay.
They are not. They are so not. I'll tell you that.
Like in America or in their home countries too. Like period.
It doesn't matter if
you're ruining Asian women for me, bro. No,
it
I don't want
doesn't
to hear
matter.
that.
You're gonna have to navigate the female mindset. It's just the way it's gonna be. Because you have to think about it too, right? Like everyone everywhere has access to the internet, and so everyone everywhere has access to like feminism, for example. It may not be as prevalent within the society, but it's there, and all the information's there.
You know how powerful social media is. Pearl got popular with her panel show in the UK, right? And it always blew my mind that women from the UK and other parts of Europe, especially the black ones, act like American black women where they didn't go through the same experiences. And I would ask Pearl, I'm like, why are these women acting like hood rat ratchet black women in the UK and they're from Portugal? And how'd that happen? Social media.
So, can you give me an example of a scenario that you saw that you either know is common with Southeast Asian women, or maybe one you saw that like maybe is a misconception?
Are you asking me, or are you asking the other gentleman?
No, I'm asking you.
Well, cheating is a really big one. So loyalty is not necessarily there.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a huge thing everywhere. I mean, good Lord.
Doug, where have you been? We've been doing this show for so long.
No, but Asian women in Asian countries, though.
Oh yeah,
yes.
especially and then there's a whole culture about it. They call it NTR, Netori or Netarase, which is popular in Japan, popular in Korea. Love hotels is one facet that they use it. So, love hotel, traditionally speaking, in Japan was used for couples to be able to sleep together because the walls within the Japanese household were very thin and multiple generations were in there. Now they're being used for people to be able to cheat on each other. And as a matter of fact, I mean, from a cultural standpoint, the the way that Asian women actually view cheating is very different, and it would be considered cheating in the West. It's not even necessarily considered cheating in the East per se.
Wait,
Yeah.
what's the
Like you
biggest
haven't,
difference?
Doug, you haven't heard the cheating epidemic in Japan? Like they all cheat there.
It's
Oh
pretty
yeah.
massive.
Wow.
Where
Okay.
you been?
Mine is blown. Dang.
We had the guy call in from China the one time. You don't remember?
Ah, yeah. I remember him. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. So one last question for EP. How's the are a lot of men in Asia finding out that the kids aren't theirs now?
I mean, a lot of them are having kids. Um, it's a very similar. It's actually a very similar problem that we have in the West. I mean, um, a lot of those places that are developed don't have kids anymore. I don't think that the DNA testing is as widespread and available there. So I don't think they have the access to be able to find that out.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, Doug.
Not to ruin it for you,
You're
but
not, I'm just shocked. I'm just
you always
shocked
gotta be
you don't
careful.
know. Like,
No, but
thanks for,
I know
thanks for calling in, EP. We're gonna go to the next caller.
I know like in the West, but like, I think maybe he was from like Vietnam or like Indonesia or something. And they
We've
cheat
had
all hell in
We've had
Indonesia.
Sean call in so many times and tell us the same thing.
All right.
Like, where are you been? He just wants a ling, guys.
I was gonna do my tour of South Asia, but never mind. I was planning my trip, but never mind.
Have you dated Asian women here?
I have. Mm-hmm.
Did you have a better experience or no?
Well, yeah, but I didn't try to get serious with them, and I'm not gonna now.
Well, it's gonna be a step up from black women. At least you won't catch
Of
anything.
course, bro. There are levels to this game.
Yeah, I mean that's still a better pick.
You're the best, bro.
Hey, at least look at I've seen the STD stats. Asians are your best option if you're trying to avoid that.
I hear you. All right,
okay. Daniel, welcome to the show. You have any let's try to keep it under like 2 minutes. Could you tell me your thoughts on the topic?
Yeah, sure. I gotta start off like, where are the Ukrainians on this scale? How do they fare?
Like for STD stats, they're right below the Asians. If you're
all right, perfect.
I think they don't get as fat though. So
Daniel,
yeah, that's true.
We know a guy who his plan is to find a Ukrainian woman refugee where Russia blew up her village. And bring her over to the United States. I was like, I mean, it sounds like a plan. You're better off doing that than getting with one of these American women.
Yeah, it's time to steal a bitch. It's been done for all of history. You might as well.
So,
okay.
Go ahead, buddy.
What's your thought,
Daniel? Submission. Like, this was an interesting topic because I was married for 17 years and I'm now divorced. And the whole submission thing was kind of like a big deal in my marriage because she would never submit to me. And towards the end, I was getting a lot of like, I was trying to save the marriage. I was trying to like get like church counsel and stuff. And I was like, how is my, ex-wife allowed to not submit? And it was always like, oh, you got to love her better. You got to do this. You got to do that. And I was like, that's really not what like the Bible says. Like it says, wives submit to husbands, husbands love your wives. And the more I studied about this, I think it's kind of a category error because in the Bible, you're supposed to submit to one another, which is more of a third party standard than I'm in charge, you're not in charge, you do what I say. And it's more of a spheres thing, like be in charge of the thing that you're good at, and I'll be in charge of the thing that I'm good at. And then we work it out. Like this power struggle thing is terrible. And it's transactional, and it led to half my life being wasted. So that's kind of my comment on this.
And did your wife do any of the stuff we were like watching? Did she like claim to be traditional and like?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, so she did kind of the same marketing.
Well, I mean, she's not like a big social media thing or anything like that, but she was like, I'm a traditional, she would call herself a feminist. Like, I'm a traditional feminist, like
Oh gosh.
first gen. I'm like, so you just never listen to me, but
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah. Well, thanks for calling in, Daniel. I appreciate it. Call in anytime. Okay.
Thanks.
All right, let me go through the supers. Do not import. Horrible idea. Okay. Although there's some disagreement. Apparently someone in the chat found him a Chinese Ling Ling, and he's saying it's been great. So I don't know. Your best bet, find one in the countryside and stay there. The West will ruin her. Okay. Will you eventually have a stream with the saint and the sinner? Because public opinion is he tried to, but you're dodging. Is it true? Do you know what? I actually am a little bit confused. I'm having a little bit of black fatigue over this. You guys, like, I just want to be proven wrong. Because I thought we were chill. I really did. I thought I sent him a message saying like he was like cooking on a show or something. And I give this panel 2 hours of my time, and then I say I gotta go. And then he makes it this whole dramatic thing. And it's not that I'm opposed to doing like a stream with him, right? But people are really unpleasant, and they do this like drama, like whatever. And then I'm just like, you need to motivate me. Like, what do I get out of this? What are we talking about? You know, what are we doing here? Is this just the I don't like Pearl show? Is that what what are we doing? You know?
You know, Pearl, you're not going to say it. I'll say it. These are my opinions, not Pearl's. Pearl has really taken off with this whole black fatigue thing because all she's doing is telling the truth, and people are seeing how much traction she's getting. So now he wants Pearl on his show. But all he had to do is just reach out and ask, but not do this whole, Pearl is scared thing. I saw that stream. Pearl was on for 2 hours. She gave him 2 hours of her time. And then right when she's
and by the way, there's like nobody on that stream either. I'm like, this was nice of me to come.
Yeah.
And I was
big time. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Pearl.
No. Sorry. I'm just like, YouTubers will do this. I'm like, what do I get out of this?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, then they'll be like, well, I don't like you. You're bad. And I'm like, then we can never talk again.
And they're like, wait. I didn't mean let's walk. Wait, Pearl, where are you going?
And
where are you going?
And it's just like, it's just kind of exhausting because a lot of black guys do this and they're very dramatic. And I'm sorry, you don't get this from white guys. I'm not going to say never, but it's so much less often. Like, white guys are so much less dramatic. They're chill. And then it's like, I'm talking about black fatigue, and then black people just fatigue me more. And I'm like, is your solution to convince me I'm wrong about black fatigue by further fatiguing me?
Hey guys,
like, you do what I mean? If he just said, he goes, hey Pearl, I'd love to he could, hey Pearl, I'd love to collab. We could talk about X, Y, and Z. Let's set it up. or Pearl's ducking me. Let me do a stream. I'm like, now I'm bored.
Yeah.
Now it's
guys, Pearl will never big time herself because she's not that kind of person. But I'll big time her for her, guys. Honestly, like, this is Pearl Davis here. You know what I'm saying? Her time's important. You got to come at her correct, or don't come at her at all.
Yeah. And this week, guys, I'm about to call all of you, not all of you, but everyone that signed up for the Audacity Network. Everyone that signed up and basically does like emails me that they're signed up, I'm going to call. I'm thinking about making a book soon. And it's going to say reasons to get married, and it's just going to be a blank book. I got to figure out how to sell that. I don't know how to do it. I don't know if I should like buy the books because it's like a better margin if I put it on my Shopify, or should I put it on Amazon? I don't know. And then I have all these t-shirts. I got a t-shirt machine. And now I gotta, what am I putting on these t-shirts? I don't know. And then Saint's like, he's like, Pearl, take time off of your busy schedule. He could have asked nice, right? And Black people, there's a lack of it. I was talking about this on the show. It's just basic decorum. It's like basic politeness that white people were taught growing up. And it's not all Black people, as I've said over and over again. But God, it's the majority. It's the majority. And it's like, you know, it's not, hey, I'd like to do a stream at this time. X what? Polite. It's, let me make it this big dramatic thing. And say she's ducking me, and then, you know, wonder why she's not super excited to work with me. So yeah, you know, that's my 2 cents. Fantastic test to see if she'll marry you in Kentucky.
Oh yeah, because that has the 50-50 custody law.
I look young despite being in my 40s. Thank you. I'm 47. So yeah, you know. I did moisturizer. Yeah. Oh no, Shiv, you can call in.
Hey.
Yeah, they said
it's
like,
for you in the chat, Shiv.
It's called basic manners. I know. It's just, I was raised a certain way. I really was.
Guys, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Go to the audacitynetwork.com to become a member. You can get a $9.99 monthly subscription or a $99 yearly subscription. We'd love to have you over there. So go over there right now and sign up. We'd really appreciate this. The best way to support the channel. And don't forget to hit that super chat button. All super chats go to the divorce documentary.
They're still upset you had a full Black audience. Well, I did. And I love Black people. I really do. I mean, you guys know I love Black people, but they fatigue me. And it's like this love-hate. It's like, oh, you guys are so cool. You're fun. And then fatigue. It's like, then they're saying you're racist. I'm like, I don't know, because I love you guys. But it's like fatigue, love, fatigue, love, fatigue, love.
Let's bring Shiv up.
Yeah, I will in a second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What's up?
What up, Shiv?
Oh man,
I
love this topic.
Have you met a submissive woman ever?
So, okay, so fun fact. So Pearl called me earlier today and asked me, and I thought I did. And then I like went through scenarios. I was like, oh my God, even my girlfriend, no. Like the answer is no. Like
Shiv's just honest. He goes right to the no.
No, like I really thought, like I was trying to defend this point, right? Like this is the thing about men. We're like trying to defend women, right? Like, no, my girlfriend, totally, she's submissive. And then I thought about it. And then Pearl asked me like follow-up questions. She's like, okay, well, is there a time she really, really, really wanted to do something and you just put your foot down and said no, and she didn't do it? I'm like, if she really, really wants to do it, then yeah, no, she does it. Like there's no
Yeah, because I was thinking, I'm like, in the early stages of dating, what are you really asking? Like in the first year or 2 years, what's the guy really asking for you to do that you don't want to do, or is that inconvenient to you?
Yeah, because I mistook it for like my girlfriend 95% of the time, she's just indifferent on stuff. So that's why I might get my way on it, because she's just not that passionate about it. Like she's like, we can go out to eat, we don't have to. Like she's always so like lukewarm on stuff, which is why I like her. But when she really wants to do, like the other day, actually a great example is yesterday is my birthday, and she wanted to go. Buddy. Oh, thanks. Hey. I've hit the male. I'm 31, so I got 4 more years until we hit our peak, right? But like the funniest part about her is that she wanted to go see her parents yesterday, and like her parents wanted to cook me food, and I was like, I don't really want to do that. And she was just so hell bent on it. So guess what? I went to her parents' house, and like, so
yeah, no, because I was thinking about it. I'm like, it's really only submission when it's something that you really want to do. Like like I was thinking about parenting styles. I think that's what I feel like couples are going to fight a lot then. Because that's like the mom's going to have her strong opinions and the dads are going to have her strong opinions. And obviously they're just going to do what the mom wants because the kids belong to her. So.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yep.
Okay, don't get married. It's better to find someone you can't stand and just give them a house. Pearl needs to interview the guy that wrote the 3% Man, Corey Wayne. It would be sick. Yeah, I can. All right, let's see who.
Honestly, it's like all men in America are like real life Extreme Makeover Home Edition. We just give a girl like a new home, that's like our job. We're like Ty Pennington. Remember that show? It's like,
oh yeah. It's almost like the women buy the homes now. It's more like the women get the home and then the men move in. You guys are like purses. You might have a house, right? But like the average guy, he just moves into the girl's house.
Yep.
Like I think over 50% of the married couples I know that got married in the last 5 years, the guy moved into the girl's house.
Really?
That sounds about right.
That's awful. Why would you do that?
Because women are outspending and out earning men in major cities.
Ugh.
So even if we don't have the money, we'll spend it. So
yeah, don't ever move in with a woman, guys. Ever.
If I was born a black lesbian female, I'd be CEO of Apple right now.
I think I actually would recommend men move in with women because there is a subset of men that just like don't really want to work, like they don't really want jobs, and I think there's a lot of opportunity out there for you guys.
Well, those men are called the side dudes, right?
Yeah, but no. Yeah, there was a guy I knew in London, right, and he was in pretty good shape. And he just went for the female lawyers. And so he would just like date like an older, like a 36, 37-year-old lawyer who wants like a young, hot guy to bang. And now he doesn't have to pay rent for a few years in London. Do you know how valuable that is?
That's awesome. I live in an expensive city, San Francisco. I don't want to pay rent. Maybe I need to do that plan.
Well,
yeah, just go if your girl is not paying your rent, go older and uglier. There's a bitch who
my rent's $6,500 a month. I need a new girl.
Yikes. Well,
like, why not have a girl pay your rent for a few years and then you can find your wife after?
Well,
yes,
I'll tell you why. Because the biggest problem with women who pay the rent and you move in with them is they talk to you like they can kick your ass.
Yeah, but Doug, even if you make $1 million a year as a man, she's good. Look at Tom Brady. Like she's still talking. You know what I mean? Like look at all these rich, successful guys. So it's like you might as well be a broke drug dealer. Like what? Like don't you know what I mean? Like what's the point of earning money as a man? You're going to be emasculated no matter what.
Yeah, so but you can be emasculated without your woman getting up in your face and freaking.
That's true.
Look, I'm telling you,
Isn't your friend that's super rich, Shiv? Isn't he emasculated by his wife? Like the stuff you told me. I don't know if that changes anything, Doug.
Yeah.
But I told you, there's a point I told you where most guys I know who live off their women, you don't. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me put this the right way. Women will push a man to a point where he gets physically violent, and then your life is over.
I actually think this is better because the disrespect's going to come anyways, guys. So hear me out. Now, so if you go older and uglier, right, you can just walk away. Just don't put a lot of your belongings that are worth a lot in the house. Maybe keep it at your parents' house. But you could have, this guy for 5 years has not paid rent in London. Do you know how big his savings are?
Yeah. So what you're saying is, just like modern women are telling wives, they're saying, "Oh, you should keep all your money just in case you have to divorce him." Yeah. Okay. That's a strategy.
And then now, now he's like in his early 30s. He's like, "Where's my wife? Now I can get an apartment."
See, okay, chess instead of checkers. I get
it. And then if he gets dumped, he doesn't care. She was old and ugly anyway. He can just go to the next old and ugly girl. Because I would put this guy like, I mean, he was broke, but like looks wise, I'd say 7. So he just goes and dates 4s, and now he has free rent. You're welcome. Blackman, you've been doing this for a while. I know you guys. You can go for the fat women, fat white women too. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity out there for you guys.
Incredible.
And then, yeah, moving with the older chick, bring the t-shirt and jeans. And if you want to leave in a hurry, don't even pack. Oh my God. Okay. All right. We'll bring up Handyman. What are your thoughts on the topic? Submission. We were a little off topic, but submission.
Yeah, the tangents. That's fine. It's really comes down to like ignorance. If a woman ever realizes that she has the power of the state in her back pocket, then there's like she has all the leverage. So even without like a marriage contract, I mean, all she like, how many examples do we need to see of like accusations coming up 20, 30, 40 years later where a guy's reputation is completely destroyed for something that he doesn't even remember doing, and she made it up? I mean, look at Brett Kavanaugh.
Yeah.
I mean, like every woman, even you, Pearl, like the imagery I'll give you is this, and this is my go-to. Like imagine a scale, right? You got a woman on one end of the scale, and you got a guy on the other end of the scale. Well, the guy doesn't have the state as an option, but every woman in the Western world has the state on her side of the scale. So even if you don't entangle yourself legally with a woman through like some sort of contractual thing, just walking around about town, working amongst women, just interacting with them as a whole, every interaction you have, just imagine that scale. And then if she decides or comes to the realization at any point that she has leverage through the state, she can ruin you. Now, yeah. and this applies to any traditional woman. This like even you, Pearl, as great as you are.
No, I agree. I agree.
You walk around with a gun, a literal gun of the state.
Correct.
That men don't have. So you represent a risk.
Correct.
And if your goal in life is to not get screwed, you have to live your life apart from women to eliminate that risk.
Yeah.
It's sad. So traditional wives are only submissive when they feel like it. They're submissive if I don't want to use the term brainwashing, but if her upbringing is as such to where she doesn't you basically have to date an anarchist. Or somebody who's a very libertarian minded that wouldn't use the state against you because their personal belief systems are anti-government.
Yeah.
But even
women would rather date an arsonist, not an anarchist.
Right. So, but even in those situations, if you get somebody that holds your values, she still has that
right now.
She still has that option.
Well, so, thanks for calling in. I'm going to go to the next caller. I really appreciate it. Good commentary.
Yep.
Okay, next we're gonna do Keen. Stop being such a sucker, dude. Always has to be a gang of lame dudes behind every out-of-pocket chick. Simp fatigue is a bigger issue. I don't know if is that directed towards. I don't really care. Okay, next we got Keen. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me, Pearl.
Thanks for coming.
I remember probably a decade before, I was in a Safeway walking and I was praying, let there be a woman that tells the truth. And here you are. So I just want to let you know, I'm really excited that you're doing this. And then I would like to be invited in a future time for Black Fatigue Inside, but I'm going to stay on topic with submission. So what I did was I ran like this huge complex of all the US laws, like in totality. How do you get your woman to submit? Because I found that even though male violence has gone down 12% for the last decade, it's getting safer and safer, there's more domestic violence, but the terms of domestic violence are getting broader and broader. And I found that a lot of violence charges, probably near 50 to 60%. Anyway, once I took this complex of all the US laws, I said to the AI, I'm going to be fair. I was using Copilot. And I said, what if she just smashed out all your windows? She did crack every day, put bleach in your oatmeal, in a bowl, night after night, cussed you out. You work a 15-hour shift, you're trying to get some sleep. and she's just flicking your ear. What can you do? And it said nothing. So pretty much what
Wow.
modern feminism, it said nothing. You can't do anything. There's no standard. She has the protection of, and I don't like using race. I'm a black guy, but I don't like using race. But I would say, a white woman. But she can be a complete crack whore and be treated like she's a virgin, child. Not even a woman adult, like a child. And I really like what the last guy said. I'm kind of building on him, so I don't want to take credit from him.
Mm-hmm.
When he said the women are walking around with a gun, it's like, it's not out of disrespect, because honestly, where I'm coming from, and I think a lot of guys in the chat, in the comments, I hope I speak for them when I say this, love to me actually is where you hand a woman a gun, not a ring, hoping that she doesn't use it. But I think if men and women came together, she can kind of judo that social shit, and you can get your bag up and you guys can Bonnie and Clyde this shit, but that's not how it works. So I had something more controversial to say. I just want to put it at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Back in 1975, they introduced something, and it's why we are allowed to have abortion. And it goes a little bit off, but it's a little bit back on. In 1975 is where they introduced satanic worship in America. And I don't want to go too much onto that, but feminism lines up a lot with Aleister Crowley. And I want to make sure that I put that late into it, not up front, because it's a downer.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you guys having me on platform. I don't know if you have any questions, but that was on my heart. Pearl, I've been talking shit. I don't know if you recognize my name. You're like, oh, who's this jerk? And I hope I did a good job for representing Black people out here.
Do me a favor.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
If you could email me at doug@theaudacitynetwork.com, and I'll see if I can put you in the queue for a Black fatigue panel.
Yeah, we'll put you in. Yeah, that didn't fatigue me. So thanks for calling in. I appreciate
it. Yeah, man, because I'll be roasting these Black people at my job. Let me get one more story in. Let me get one more story, because
I'll give you one more story, but try to keep it under 60 seconds, okay?
No. I promise to God this is going to be funny as shit. So I'm busting my ass. I'm working 17 hours a day, and I make it to general manager. And I was like, I'm going to hire all Black guys. I did the same thing that Pearl was doing. I was like, I'm going to hire all Black guys.
Yeah,
you know what I hear at the end of my shift? They're like, why do you talk white? Why do you talk like that? And I'm thinking in my mind, I had nothing else set, but I know how to open doors. I know how to bust my ass. I remember I worked a 27-hour shift, no breaks, no sleep, no lunch, buying their snacks. On Fridays, I'm buying their beers. I'm buying their pizza. I'm trying to open up doors. And all I got was laziness. People walking in, it's hot in here, and leave the job site in like 25 minutes. You can't open doors for them. So I'm saying I will bring that fire on Black fatigue if you do have me back. So
all right.
I love you, Pearl.
Doug@theaudacitynetwork.com. Send me an email, okay?
All right. Thanks.
Thanks
good night, guys.
for calling in.
We should do an episode on Indian fatigue as well.
Gladly
be on that panel.
Go. That'd be great.
No, it's like there's no hatred in my heart. There's no one I meet and I have like hatred in my heart, but that was a pleasant interaction. My fatigue level just went a little down, but somebody will ruin it. And today it was Saint the Sinner. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, there's the fatigue. Could have been polite. Now I'm fatigued.
That guy two people ago who was talking about like dating like a crack whore. Here's the thing: if she's on crack, at least she's skinny, right?
I have a story actually. So I was at this country bar, and someone came up to me, and he was he's like, oh, I love the show. Like, I had the craziest thing that happened with my baby mama, and he said he had a kid with a crackhead, and he said it was actually great because he got full custody.
Incredible.
And so he got the kid. He basically had a kid with this attractive crackhead. She effed off. She didn't even want the kid. So then he gets to raise his son like and then she doesn't even fight for custody.
That's
he said the
incredible.
only downside that he said they don't pay child support, but like if you have a job as a guy, I mean, you don't need child support.
By the way, I mean, how many men get child support from a woman anyway?
Exactly. Yeah. And I thought about it, and I think I did a show like 6 months ago after I met him, and I'm like, why you should have a kid with a crackhead? I actually think it's great if you can make sure.
Right. It's a free surrogate. Right.
Yeah. Like
the surrogates are expensive.
Yeah, instead, I mean, the one downside is I'm assuming crack might hurt the baby, but if you can get the kid out healthy somehow.
But hear me out. Even if the crack doesn't,
mom anyway.
Yeah, but let's say crack does affect the baby. At least your kid's gonna be like a mumble rapper, and you'll get free Coachella tickets. You know what I mean? Like you can still show up to the Grammys or something. Like there's still perks to having a crack kid. You know what I mean?
This guy was a logger, right? And he said this like not uncommon amongst his peers.
Is that a thing? Logger men who are loggers date crack whores? Is that?
If there's any loggers in the chat, you got some explaining to do. I'm like, you guys are dating crackheads? Hey, you know.
I mean, you know what I do wonder though? How many? Because how many? But like, how many women are alcoholics and addicted to Adderall and prescribed Adderall? Like, isn't that similar? It's like close enough.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
Right.
So what? The 30 to 35% of modern women are on SSRIs, and then there are actually articles being written about how alcoholism and feminism are connected. Like, go on TikTok and just type in hashtag mom juice.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Like women call wine mom juice. I'm a mom,
course.
so it entitles me to drink a whole bottle of wine every single night. It's insane.
Oh God, there's someone I'm thinking of actually that I know personally that I would definitely put as a mother alcoholic. Like I would.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
I lived with her for a few months, and I'm like, wow, you drink a lot. That's crazy. But she's like functioning. But yeah.
That's crazy.
I
believe it.
Would you rather have an alcoholic mom or a coke addicted dad?
Dude, the Coke dad is like a legend. He has like a pet tiger. He probably one day he brings a pet lion home. You know what I mean? Like he's just such a superstar.
Think about this.
Like he comes home with like 3 chicks. He's a stud, dude. Like Coke dads are awesome. You know what I mean? He comes back with like a turntable and some lasers. He throws a rave in your living room. Like all the kids think your dad's the coolest. I don't know.
This is thought-provoking stuff here, especially with the jester in the middle that learned to laugh from watching Family Guy. Tap dancing phenomena. Is he insulting you guys? The jester?
Maybe. I don't know.
I'll read it though. That's fine.
I'm all for a good insult. Just like make it actually hurt my feelings. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just go if you want. Just please send 50 next time.
Yeah. By the way, if you want to insult me for Pearl's financial benefit, $50 is the minimum. I am Indians. There's a lot of material, like an incredible amount of material.
That
there.
was to me though. Yeah. He was trying to say that about me. He's probably some pro black hotep loser. And you are in the wrong chat, my friend.
SoCal Lowbrow, welcome back. I know you've called in before. Try to keep it under 2 minutes or less. What are your thoughts on the topic? Welcome.
Hey, Pearl. My thoughts are great. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you great.
All right, great. No, I'm just hearing you guys. Everything's great. You know, what I've realized, and the topic is that I do feel really bad for that dude that was married 17 years. Jesus H, Mother Mary, Jesus, and Joseph. But just hearing you guys, I mean, I guess I lost track of my own fucking thoughts, you know? But I think that what a man should do is obviously never get married, never move in with a woman, and honestly date strippers. I think that's the best thing. I think strippers. No, I'm being serious. I live in Los Angeles, Pearl. Okay, there's a place on Valley Boulevard called Satin. Okay, there's a lot of beautiful strippers there. Strippers are the most honest women that you would ever meet.
They're MRAs. They're men right activists. Correct.
No. They're very honest human beings because when they tell you where they're working, you know where they're working. They're not bullshitting you. And when they're free to hang out and they can hang out with someone else. So I used to be in relationships. I never had any kids. Thank God. Never got married. Thank fucking goodness for that. I think that men should just hang out with strippers. I think strippers are the best thing that ever was invented. You know, I really believe that.
And they have to be thin.
Right, exactly. And it's not even right. They're thin and they're alcoholics.
He's shaking his head. He must.
Hey
You
man, let me tell you, there's
you
nothing
don't
Pearl.
think you don't think strippers are thin, Reese?
For the most part, yes.
And Reese, I
Yeah.
don't want to be talking down on your clients that you manage. You know what I mean?
No,
But
sir.
what I gotta say this, Pearl. What I gotta say this, Pearl. If we're looking for a traditional relationship, which has never existed in in humanity anyway, never has, never will. Why would you want to be with an old cow? I'm 43 years old. I'm going to be 44. You know, I hang out with strippers that are 25, 24 years old. I don't want to be with an older woman my age. I don't want to take her to primary care because her, you know, her labia is hanging out in a weird way. You know what I mean? I don't want that.
They have to be young and hot. Pearl Reed, single mothers block fathers from traveling with their kids. They abuse the law intended to protect children from being abducted to another country. They do this based on feelings. Thank you. Sorry. Yeah, they have to be young and hot. So at least you get that.
Exactly. And you know what? We all get used, okay? It's the truth. It's a barter system, right? You know, you give a woman money or things to do, you take her out, you do this for her, and she gives her hot body, and she looks sexy and she looks beautiful, and you feel good. It's eye candy. It's the truth. Every man who denies that is a liar. We love eye candy. We love when other men and other women look at us with a hot ass chick and like, yeah, that's what I have. What do you have? That's slop over there.
That's awesome. You know, Doug MPA, your wife is in a strip club. You're looking in the wrong places.
Yeah.
I could be doing this wrong. The
Yeah,
entire time.
let's try the strip clubs. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks,
SoCal.
Pearl.
I appreciate
Bye-bye.
it. We're gonna Reese, sorry, I saw you shaking your head, so I had to bring you up for a second. What are your thoughts on the topic? You got something on submission?
Submission. Okay. All right. So 35, 40 years ago, that word was not used the way it is today. When we're talking about relationships and women, things kind of happened organically, right? There was the way it was. It didn't have a name. Women kind of just knew what their role was, and the men knew what their role was, and there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And everything was kind of organic and happened naturally. Then some things happened along the way that swayed the way men and women treat each other. I think everyone was manipulated. I think humans can be easily manipulated and swayed in any direction. So I think this took place over a few years, and then all of a sudden it was like a crash, and nobody loved anybody anymore. So here we are 25, 30 years later talking about submission. And what you're calling submission is just nature. It's just the way it has always been. Nobody's submitting anything, you know, women had their role, men had theirs. Nobody's submitting to anybody.
Cool. Well, thanks for calling in, Reese. I appreciate the input.
All right.
See, that was polite. Lowered my fatigue. That was polite. That was good. To the point. It was great. I know. I'm going to fix the website this week. Look, I understand. Someone said I need to fix that website. I know. I'm actually trying to decide what I'm doing with the app. The contract's coming up soon. I got to decide if I want to rotate to like Substack or something or keep the app. We'll see. I have choices I have to make. And there's some things I want to add, and I got to see if the features look. There's a lot of stuff I got to do. And then I'm demanded my time by these YouTubers anyways. Yeah, I really thought the callers were good today.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Are you going to date a stripper?
Well, I'm not going to Asia anymore. That's number one. Number two, you know, I may not date a stripper, but you know, I might go peruse and do a little bit of research.
Peruse is such a great word.
I use it a lot. It's a great word.
You could put your dating app to like only be like a mile between 20 and 30 at a strip club near you, and just, you know, get to chat and see.
With a pocket full of $1 bills, right?
Pearl, I think I told you I I got accepted on Raya, but I'm now in a relationship, right? I feel like that app, I can't tell you how many married women are on that app. It's scary.
Really?
It's scary. Like
Because
so many of these,
the privacy is better, right?
yeah, exactly. Because I think it's only like 5% of the guys. It's like 95% women, 5% of like guys, and you need to have certain metrics as a guy to be on the app. And yeah, because I would like Google reverse image search, and I'll see their profile, and they're like clearly married. I'm like, that's insane.
No way.
Yeah.
Maybe they Google reverse image searched your profile and saw you had a girlfriend. Like, how'd you find it?
That's true. Maybe they're looking at me like, why are you on this app? I'm like, I'm doing it for market research, darn it.
My friend Pearl show.
Exactly.
I plead the fifth, but what are you
I'm doing
Saturday
research
at
to help
night?
the other men. I'm an MRA. Darn it.
Beta Bucks Deluxe $5 super chat.
Cool.
Please document your pole dancer adventures. Can you, Doug, for research purposes, can you go like hit on some strippers?
I'm
For
a busy
research,
guy.
Doug, I will fly over to the East Coast with you so we can film some content. Raising it up with strippers.
me and Shiv went and saw some strippers.
This is true.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
I wanted to
I'll
see the
consider
Miami talent.
And by the way, I did the responsible thing, and I took Pearl to Nobu so she could try what that's like the appetizer before you see strippers in Miami is you go to Nobu. So it's all market research.
It really was, because I wanted to see how hot the women were and what percent had BBLs. I'd say there was a high BBL percentage.
Oh, I think it's almost like a prerequisite.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's crazy. No, Miami is nuts. Like Miami is like plastic USA. It's insane.
Yeah.
I am very curious why Miami. Maybe it's a combination of all the drug access with the water.
Influencers.
Yeah.
I think there's a high correlation between like making your money online and plastic surgery.
Okay, Shiv, Emperor, I'm gonna ask you, what city? Because they all say that Miami's not a real place because it does, it's so unique and specific. What is more of not a real place? LA, Las Vegas, or Miami?
So I actually like Las Vegas. Like I don't think you should live there.
I'll be right back, guys. You got to carry for 1 second.
I got it.
Go ahead, Shiv.
I got a microphone, so I can do this job. So here's the thing, right? At least Vegas, it is what it is, right? Like you go to Vegas for 2 days.
Yeah,
right. And it's just what you're signing up for. It's supposed to be degenerate. It's supposed to be superficial. It's supposed to be whatever. And the girls I feel in Vegas are pretty aware of that. They're pretty aware that, hey, this, I'm just a stripper. Or I'm just pay to play, or I'm just, whatever. I find LA is the worst because these girls think they're gonna make it. Like,
I never considered that.
Right? Like in Las Vegas, the girls already gave up. In Vegas, the girls are there because they're defeated. They were in LA, they thought they were gonna be a famous actress, and they moved to Vegas as a cocktail, whatever, or like a stripper. Like they already given up on the game of life. LA girls still have hope, and that's disgusting. Like that's the worst type of woman, a woman who thinks her life can get better. Because that means that she's always going to look at you as just a branch to climb on to get to the next level. So to me, LA is the #1 most satanic place in the world for guys. But here's the irony. If you're a girl, I would live in LA. I think girls should move to LA because like it's the greatest area on planet Earth. Because for a girl, you're going in. There's an app in LA, by the way. I'm not really supposed to say the app name. I could text. I'll find the name and text it to Pearl. But there's an app in LA where if you're a girl, you can eat at every fancy restaurant for free. Every single one in LA. Yeah, every single one. If you're like a single girl, you can go to every restaurant in LA. Like I'm talking the most expensive Michelin star restaurants for free. They just want you at like it's like at a club how they have a promoter's table. They will do it at fancy restaurants where they'll be like, hey, we want 10 girls to sit with this rich guy and he will pay the bill for all of you. And the guy doesn't expect anything out of you. He just wants it to flex on social media, or it makes the restaurant look good because there's a good girl to guy ratio in the restaurant. And so if you're a female in LA, it's the greatest place on earth. You're going to basically,
the Adam Levine story. That girl was from the Midwest, cute, and like met Adam Levine after like 3 months of LA, and she's freaking smashing him and going
That's
all these.
amazing. What a
Yeah.
what an underdog.
Yep.
Adam. Actually, look. Adam Levine, side chick. Let me see what she looked like.
But wasn't he like also DMing girls just through his public Instagram, which is kind of incredible, as he should.
Well-
but like,
Well, you know what? His wife didn't leave him. She's like, I'm
That's what I'm saying.
staying.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. We got to wait till those kids get older. She's not going to do it now. But like,
no,
do it-
because how long has she been married? Because don't girls have to wait 10 years to really
Well,
take the half?
I mean, have you ever met a woman that let things go, that like got cheated on and just really
Never.
let it go, never brought it up again? Like, I've never met that in my life. And
And
20
then, because you know the whole story with Adam Levine, right, Shiv?
I could see
No.
why I could see why he folded. She's pretty cute.
So
I'd put her at a upper mid, almost lower beautiful.
Yeah, so,
Yeah, she's hot.
so she
She's
moved to
hot.
LA, and most of the time, you know, LA guys, celebrities, they stay in a group of vetted women who will keep their mouths shut. But some of these guys will go to these Instagram models and all these young girls who freaking aren't vetted and have big mouths. What happened was he met this girl at some party that she got invited to. They started smashing, and she's texting him, "Oh yeah, my wife is pregnant, and if she has a daughter, I'm gonna name her your name, and we're gonna whatever, blah blah blah." Right? Well, she started sending text messages and pictures to her friends saying, "I'm dating Adam Levine. Check this out."
Of course.
She went live on Instagram and said, "I moved from the Midwest and I met Adam Levine. He took advantage of me. I was young, blah, blah, blah," making it look like, you know, he pretty much forced himself on her. Well, a couple of hours later, she took that down and put a video that said, "Look, what I said before, you know, disavow that. I was sending text messages and images between Adam and I to my friends, and one of them wanted to extort me. And so I came clean because I didn't want to pay the money."
How convenient.
Yeah. Yeah.
That sounds like, do you believe that? I don't believe that for a second. She just didn't like, people were like, why were you banging a married guy? And then she's like, I was being extorted.
Well, I think that her original video, she tried to come up with like looking like a victim, but his legal team called her and was like, "If you keep that up there, we are going to sue the mess out of you for slander."
Isn't it weird that women are always claim they're extorted by these like Giga Chad famous clouded guys? Like it's not like they're never extorted by like, you know what I mean? Like it's always like powerful rich men, and it's like, I think you wanted to be with them. Like it is crazy. I'm like, I don't think they know. Yeah,
it's never like a fat ugly guy.
Exactly. It's like, Justin Bieber abused me with his looks and his music and his swag. It's ridiculous.
I want to be on that Black Fatigue panel. Well, email Doug MPA. Has Pearl interviewed the MGTOW guy Sandman? Do you know what? I think we talked about it, but I was like mid-move when we talked about it, and I think I just forgot. But yeah, I mean, tell him if he wants to come on. I'm here every day. Well, that's all I got today. You guys got any final thoughts on submission? Have you met a submissive woman ever?
We should name the end of the show "Final Thoughts" spelled THOT. You know, like.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. That could go on the t-shirts.
Yeah, that should be on the t-shirts. But no, I just think that, you know, look, I think the reality is, as a guy, like I think I remember just a year ago, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a stay-at-home wife, blah 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 blah. And now I'm like, you know what? I might as well marry a woman who makes like $300,000 a year. Like, why wouldn't I do that? Like, it's gonna be easier in case of divorce because she has income. You know, she's going to be gone most of the time, so I can have peace and quiet, right? I don't have to deal with her a lot. And then we'll get nannies and other things like that. So, by the way, you're like glitching.
I know.
And then ship.
No. Of course, Pearl, I get it. You didn't want to pay for faster internet than dial up, right? You're on that AOL CD, 1,000 hours free.
Cord. I think that's what it is. I don't know.
And Shiv, Akash Singh is setting all the example of what can happen to you Indian guys if you get a housewife.
Hey, Pearl, I almost think you should we should do an Indian panel, and redo the Akash Singh episode you did with
That'd
just
be
like
beautiful.
4 Indian guys.
Can
Yeah.
you get them? I don't know. You're my only Pajit.
Right, I'm the token Pajit. I am the top ramen. I am the
Ah.
top caste, which is very important.
I don't know many.
I'm not. Yeah.
You got
Yeah,
cousins?
I actually know the perfect panel. Yeah, I'll try to rally them up. But I have so much to say about Akash Singh. It drives me crazy. That guy has set Indian people back 17,000 years. He's such an asshole for setting us back. We didn't have a lot of reputation to lose. I mean, we were already in the negative. And yeah, so that's why, dude. You know what, Pearl? So remember I said, like, when Akash Singh's thing happened, I was like, oh, well, now, like, it makes me, like, question my girlfriend because she's Indian. It's actually, I thought about it longer. It's actually the opposite. I think my girlfriend, I'm going to have to marry her because now Akash Singh's ruined Indian man's market value. Like, if I leave my girlfriend, no girl will ever want to go on a date with me after Akash Singh because I'm, like, simp central USA, according to him, right? Like, he just simped us out so hard. So I'm like, I might just have to get married and have kids right now. Like, it's
So, the only submissive woman I've seen is in BDSM. I texted my brother, Shiv's met him. Have you ever met a woman who listens when she hears the word no? We shouldn't say submissive because when you say that, that gives discrepancy as to what it means.
right.
But I said, yeah, have you ever heard a woman that listens when she hears the word no? And he just put one word answer, no. Because when you tell women no, we want to do it more.
Yeah. Well, because the problem with the submission argument is
Shiv smashed some white women. Oh yeah. Sorry, keep going.
I have receipts, but no, it's one of those things where the problem with submission. Yeah, the problem with submission is like it implies that there's not a benefit to the girl. So, like, to me, for this whole scenario to count, it has to be that there's zero upside for the girl and she's just doing it for you. And I don't think women really do that. Like, yeah, she might submit when it's convenient for her, when it's in her best interest. But like when there's literally zero upside for her, will she submit? And I don't think that really happens that often.
If ever.
If ever. It might have never happened. Because and then people will be confused, like, well, she wanted to do this and I said no and she agreed. Yeah, but did she really want to do that 100%?
Yeah, it comes off as obligation and not desire.
Yep.
That's the other problem is men want you to just naturally want to do it instead of like feeling obligated to.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Leaked Beats is refuting us on this. Well, Leaked, give us more context. Like, I'm not saying that women have not agreed with my plan. Like, of course, like my girlfriend, like 90% of the time, 95% of the time, it's my way or the highway, but it's in her best interest to do that, right? So
the plan's going to Nobu. I'm like, let's go.
Right, exactly.
Listen to me.
Like, wait. That might be a tweet for Luffy. It's like, girl, if you ask a girl to Nobu, she's never gonna say no, boo. You know what I mean? Like, she's going. But yeah, I just find, like, to me, it's like most guys are confused by this because it's like, dude, you're her best option, and she's like getting older, so she might agree because she needs to get the ring, right?
Yeah.
Is that really submission? I think that's extortion, actually.
Doug MPA, what are your final thoughts?
I'm a little older than both of you. I've met women who are submissive to get married, and once they get married, it's all out the window. So even if you meet a woman who's submissive, it's on the clock, guys. Once she gets what she wants, it's over.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't know what she wants because a lot of guys will say that she's submissive, and I'm like, oh, has your youngest kid turned 5 yet?
Yeah. Have you hit that 8 minute? Have you hit that 8 year mark yet? 7, 8 year mark? Yeah.
Some of the Christian guys will make it past the 8 year mark, but they gotta the youngest, however many kids she wants. What you want, irrelevant. How many kids does she want? Exactly. Okay. Well, I think
how many kids does she want to post on Instagram? That's the
yeah, exactly.
Not out of love, yeah, for posting. All right, guys. Well, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. I'm gonna remove you guys now. Thanks for the final thoughts. Okay. Announcements for the channel. I'm making some updates on the app. I'm hoping to get a blog going soon, but I don't know. There's been some issues. So I gotta decide what I'm doing with this app. So I'm hoping to get a blog going soon. I'm hoping to raise enough money to put the down payment for the documentary. I have a team ready to go. I really just need to, raise the rest of the money. So if you can, go to the GoFundMe link in the subscription or go to the Audacity Network. I am making calls next week. So make sure you send me an email with your phone number and your membership email. So anyways, guys, like the video on your way out, subscribe to the channel. I love you, and I'll see you next time.